You are now about to witness the awesome, crushing might of the Eugene S. Robinson Show. Welcome, my friend. Welcome to a show that simply never ends. This is version 395. You just want to show stop it. I mean, who's this Robinson? Oh, we got a show for you today. All about sexy. And who's bringing us in? Bringing us in. Bob Riley. From Stigmata. The song was called Intro, All of Nothing. And the record, however, just still available from Revelation Records in Huntington Beach, California, where they get in a nightclub. They hit your car with a hammer, and they run your mayor program out of town and rail every department in Florida that will inevitably fail. So when? Listen well, brethren, sistren. I'm on my way back nowhere. Well, I could not sing too clear, but I'm taking a real good look at you. I'm taking a real good look at your face. For being back for always nothing. All right. So here we are. First off the bat, you can see that I'm in a slightly different place, in a different position than usual. You don't see the glass block wall behind me. I'm on the other side of my office. If the glass block wall is behind me, it means I'm facing the window. And if I'm facing the window, I have to be less judicious about the volume of my voice. Corey's room is right next to my office, and I'm facing it now. And she has just gotten to bed, so I am trying to keep my voice as low as possible. And I'm sitting this way because in my office right now, you have it's a makeshift dorm room because my nephew and niece are sleeping here. I mean, they're not sleeping here as we speak, but in general, David, that's the thing. Despite what Paul Bowles said, which, if you remember clearly, it was Tangier, which is not far from here. It's beautiful. You really must come and see it sometime, but please don't come see me. Largely, um, when you have a great spot, you invite people who you love to come and visit, and these are people who I well love. Everybody else, nah, don't come visit. But if you are blood related to me, standing invite always. And I've had people here who are not blood related to me. And that's worked out almost 50% of the time. It hasn't ended in tears about 50% of the time, if you can imagine that. So, but that's why I'm sitting this way. I haven't forcibly removed them from the room for the show, but they're out seeing the joys of Malaga, of which there are many, even given the fact that it's colder now here than it was in LA, where I was about, 10 days ago. Anyway, top of the show, last show of 2025. Yeah, there we go. Last show for 2025. Okay, listen, we know what this means, right? This means that the next show will be post January 1st. All right. Yeah, 50% is high, man. Will be after January 1st, which means I got to cut another check to June, which means if you are subscribing, ignore what I'm about to say. If you subscribe to the Substack, you've tithed already. You've thrown in your 2 cents, your 5 cents, your dollar, your $5, your $7, whatever it is. I'm not talking to you, but the freeloaders amongst you, of which there are ways to know. I haven't pursued it because I haven't wanted to be that guy. But if you haven't given, and some people give via Zelle, some people give via PayPal. It's at Show Stomper on PayPal if you need some help. Some people give via Venmo. Some people give, TM gives via Cash App. Some just put cash in an envelope. Some of yous delivered $100 to me on my sick bed immediately post surgery. So there are a lot of different ways to get cash for the show. Otherwise, I'm footing the bill myself, which is all fun and games until I show up at your door and I need to live with you because I've lost it all. Always a possibility. Hey, bro, I sleep on your couch. Tell you what, I'll give you a free show every day. You let me sleep on your couch. Free show. Yeah, that just means I don't stop talking as long as I'm staying at your house. How's that? Is that a deal? You wish you paid the money then. That's all I'm saying. Pay the money then. I'm gonna do like Gene Scott, and then when you give the money, tear up the donation sheets. Look, why don't you do it because you love God? Well, this show is not explicitly about God, so why don't you do it because you love Eugene? Look, I'm just saying. I gotta cut the check. So if you could cut a check to me and we can split the difference, perfect. Anyway, enough commercial time. So here we are. We are on the last Sunday of 2025, and a young man's fancies turned to thoughts of, I don't know, people. I can still consider New Year's Eve amateur night. Now, I haven't, look, I, I, I mean, St. Patty's Day is amateur night, right? I mean, have you ever heard anybody go out and talk about getting laid on St. Patty's Day? I mean, and if you do, it's a product of being drunk, and that doesn't really count. So what bother, But New Year's Eve, I don't want to say it's amateur night because people still, grown adults, still get excited about New Year's Eve. But I got to quote Bongo and you two on this. Nothing changes on New Year's Day, right? I mean, we're just, except for the fact that there's this, Prince ring around, partying like it's night, the clock is going to tick over, and everybody's got a generalized good feeling. The best New Year's Eve I've ever had wasn't the one where I saw a guy stabbed in front of me right down the street from Studio 54. That wasn't that great. But the best one I think was when I got lucky 3 times. And this is a guy who told me, he goes, Eugene, you've always had and um, he used a word. It's not exactly a Yiddish word, but it's a word that means animal magnetism. He goes, and he goes, when did you realize? I go, I never did. He goes, I can't believe that. He goes, no, man, I tell you, honest to God, it wasn't until like I don't even know how old I was, well beyond. I'd already been having sex at least 2 decades at that point, and then I thought, I told him, I said, I thought I was just getting lucky before then. That like everybody had the same luck that, it's like if you step up to the blackjack table, you're gonna win like I'm winning. And then I started to get older and realize that not everybody wins the same way. If you get what I'm saying. So I did have a New Year's Eve where I won, say, 3 times in one night, and that was pretty fantabulous. That was pretty phenomenal. One of the women I still see, we're still friendly to this day, which is very cool. The other two have evaporated in the midst of time. Names forgotten. So I understand people taking the holiday seriously. If you're a serious player, you take it seriously. But if you're not playing anymore, it's just a day to stay up fucking late, and of course, if you're a cheapskate slash broke, it's also a day when yes, thank you, Kavorka. That's what it was. Thank you. And it's just a day to stay up late. And if you're a cheapskate slash broke like me, you look. I went to a place a few years ago And it was like I'd eaten there. It was a place called Zoom Zai. It was on Castro and Mountain View, and they had these wonderful it's Asian fusions. Zhao, maybe Asian. I think they're closed now. Clearly, pulling stunts like this great glassy noodles, like half Thai, the Asian fusion, and it would. I said, let's go there. We'll just eat, get keep it early, have champagne at midnight, and then go to sleep. I got to train the next day. It's 6 o'clock. I got to get up. It doesn't make a difference to me and go there. And the same glassy noodles that were $20, they were charging $80 for these things. And I said, look, unless these noodles have grown, you know, a pair of titties, I don't understand why I'm paying all this extra money. Fuck that. Get out of here. So so I'm not especially excited about New Year's Eve. Um, what am I doing for New Year's Eve? I'm going to a drag show on New Year's Eve, but it wasn't enough for me to take the occasion to write a Substack about going to a drag show. The only interesting footnote is my mother told me once about dragging my father to a drag show. I mean, this is back in 1960s, right? It was 1961 when they were dating, about how uncomfortable he was. I don't expect to be uncomfortable. If you ever saw the piece I did on Phonique, the award winning female impersonator, I did a package on her for Ozzy, Secret Stories or something like that. Yeah, part of it was she said, "We're going to put makeup on Eugene," and I was like, "Yeah, whatever." Everybody thinks that there's going to be some macho cataclysm because I'm putting on makeup or something. I don't give a shit about that. It's stuff on your face. But the comical and the interesting thing about makeup, I've had many occasions to wear makeup. I've had theatrical makeup for plays. For a period of a couple of years, I used to put on makeup before going out and doing an Oxbow show. And then for this video package with Phonique, spelled Fauxnique. Oh, look at that. QUE. Um, she put makeup on my face, and I had a really amazing kind of revelation. So we canceled the If the Shoes Fit. Did the Substack to end the year. Did the show to end the year. Coming up this week, what do we got? I finished my piece on Converge for Decibel last week. This week, I got to get serious about tickets since I have these February shows in the Western United States, as far north as Vancouver, as for Denver, Salt Lake City, Utah, Arizona, New Mexico, LA, San Francisco, Sacramento, San Diego, a lot of shows. Bad Boss Brief, we also canceled, and not canceled, but you put over for the new year. And people want to take time off to do family things. I understand it. That will be Steph, not people. Steph. So this week will be about getting tickets to the U.S. And then I've got I have 2 sets of tickets to buy. My God, I can't. I need a personal assistant. I can't keep track of this for the tour. And there's one other thing I'm supposed to be doing, but I can't remember. But mostly the February tour. And I got to start January 1st, getting in shape for this thing again. So even though I'm still doing jujitsu, the cardio, and all the weightlifting stuff that I was doing, now I got to kick that back into gear. 7 days a week, back starting January 1st to 2nd, so that by February 4th, I can fly and do a show without dying on stage, and that should be plenty of time. Book show in the Bay Area. I had Danny. I don't know that he wants his name. Danny Acosta. He's fine. He used to write for Fight Magazine. Tried to set something up in the Bay Area, but I don't think he's got the juice to make it happen. I'd love to do one when I'm there. Michael Young, who used to be my guy at City Lights, but I put him in touch with Danny, and the ball was whiffled, and it didn't happen. It's not happening. So I'm open. Somebody in the Bay Area wants to do it, just let me know. But I don't do them for free. So, but I do them cheaply. So let me know. I will have books with me. So that's it. That's it for the show. I'm still facing the kids' room, so I will not scream to end the show. But next week, this time, will be I'll be in great pain next week this time, because I will have started to ramp up the pre-show exercise shit. So that's a given. Substack, I have no idea what it's going to be about. I will have already paid June, and based on whether you guys dig deep and throw some money my way, I'll either be cranky or not about it. But I think that's the end of the show. Yeah, that's right. And I don't want to scream and wake the kid up now, but look what you made me do! I don't die, bloody. I don't die, bloody.
Thanks for joining us this week for yet another episode of the Show Stomper podcast, featuring your host, Eugene S. Robinson. Be sure to follow Eugene's weekly newsletter, which is a soaring hit at eugenesrobinson.substack.com. If you're still on Twitter, he's at Eugene S. Robinson. While you're at it, follow him on Insta at Mr. Sleep 3, that's the number 3. For more episodes of the show that seemingly never ends, go to showstomper.substack.com and become a subscriber today. Eventually, it will house all the Knuckle Up archives we can locate. We already have all the jujitsu breakdowns for free. Check out Eugene on the Bad Boss Brief podcast every other Wednesday morning, as well as the If the Shoes Fit podcast. Pick up his memoir, A Walk Across Dirty Water and Straight into Murderer's Row today, and be sure to leave him a much appreciated honest Amazon review.
Hey, are you still there? I'm here too. This is me, June M. Williams, Eugene's producer.
The Show Stomper has been produced by Original Designs, owned and operated by me, June M. Williams. I provide Eugene with videography, original show graphics, motion graphics, show logos, podcast syndication, social media, and more. I can be reached at originals@gmail.com, spelled ORIJUNELS @gmail.com.